You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Cougar Town After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Cougar Town After Show.
Hey there, Cougar Town fans, Cougar Townians, Cougar Townspeople. You know what time it is. AFTERBUZZ TV talking about Cougar Town Season 5, Episode 5, Hard on Me. I am Matt Lieberman. Joining me tonight on the panel, we have, as always, the fantastic and talented Miss Jenna Couture.
Hello.
And joining us for the very first time, we have a new panelist, Chelsea Irwine.
Early wine.
Early wine.
Yes, early wine.
Early wine.
Drinking wine
that's
early.
perfect.
Yes.
See?
But you can never be too early for wine.
That's true.
Virginia is not joining us this week. We miss her, and we will see her in 2 weeks. But we still have a great episode to talk about.
Yes.
So excited. And as we started last week, we started reviewing wines on the shelf. Felt it would be apropos for such a wine-drenched sitcom. And tonight we are drinking the Project Happiness Syrah 2012, California.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's very nice. It's not too peppery. It's like kind of got a nice jammy fruit. It hasn't really opened up yet, but
Right.
we're enjoying ourselves.
It's easier to drink than most Syrahs. I'm not normally a Syrah fan because of that peppery taste, but it's easy. It's pretty smooth.
See, I like the pepper.
You do.
I like the pepper personally, but you know what? It is still very, very nice, and I look forward to it opening up as the night goes on.
Jenna said it smelled like a steak.
Jenna smells.
She's like, it smells like
smelled
steak
like
in
a
here.
steak for a second. I thought I smelled steak.
Steak
but
with a nice
I got
burgundy
the
sauce.
Bottle.
Mm-hmm.
I got the bottle because it had a smiley face on it, and it reminded me of Matt.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, and it matches.
Yeah, exactly.
And it matches with AFTERBUZZ. Like, it was just a twofer. I had to take it.
Beautiful. So, great episode tonight, as they've been all season long. We had Chick return. We got to see the
Yes.
return of Grayson's love of acting. We got to see some creepy, crawly, sick people.
Yes.
Some running. Let's jump in. So, ever since he found out about his Alzheimer's diagnosis last season, Chick has been a bit listless. He doesn't want to leave the house. He's very depressed. We've never seen him like this.
Well, I think it's understandable. Alzheimer's, man, that's hardcore. So he's a homebody. He's depressed.
Yeah.
And they say as you get older, you become more isolated. You don't want to go out as much.
Mm-hmm.
Antisocial.
It's so sad. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as someone was saying around the kitchen table, we could sign him up for one of those old people's homes because old people are way hornier,
Promiscuous.
than they used to be.
I have something to look forward to.
Yeah, but
Yes,
not
you do.
but not for Travis to look forward to because he doesn't want to think about his grandpa going out and banging biddies.
Oh, no.
I'm so proud of any show that says biddies in this day and age.
You're a big fan of the biddies?
I'm not a big fan of biddies in life, but I'm a
Right.
big fan of biddies in art.
Okay.
Is what I will say. It is
Big difference.
Yeah, exactly. It's in practice it's not so great, but in art it's magnifique. So Jules decides, Andy's having this issue. He's got this scandal on his hands. He was caught snoring at a town
sound
hall
asleep.
meeting. Yeah, Mayor Snorres catches some Z's.
It's terrible. I've walked in on a boss sleeping several times.
Did you take a photo?
No, I didn't. I totally didn't
Why?
rat him
Should
out.
have.
I like the boss.
Well,
but
you
I
should at
felt
least
bad.
have it as ammunition.
I
Yeah.
know. I should have.
Blackmail.
I'm not a vengeful person.
In a previous life, I would fall asleep during afternoon meetings. I hated that I
Really?
would. Oh yes, it happened on more than one occasion. Cause you have a big lunch and it's like in that post 2 p.m. where like you used
Worst
coffee
time
to
to have
get
a
up.
meeting.
Exactly, and you've got this like 4 o'clock meeting where no one's talking about anything of importance, or like you're just you're meeting like a would-be celebrity who doesn't have anything to say, but you're supposed to be paying attention.
Right.
And you just slowly start drifting off. I don't care how uncomfortable that chair is, but suddenly it's a feather bed and you're all gone.
That is horrible.
It is. And I felt like awful. And I had a friend kick me under the table in exchange for not for cash, but like it was, you did me a favor, I did you a favor. Anyway.
Right.
So in order to motivate Chick, who used to be a track coach and apparently a football coach, a basketball coach, and every other kind of sport coach, Jules has him train all of them, the whole cul-de-sac crew for the 5K.
Right.
And he is decidedly old school.
He's hardcore.
And
He is a
loves it. It brings
brutal
him right back
coach.
to life, though. I loved it.
Yeah. No, he was incredibly brutal. He had Bessie, his towel that he kept winding up.
I can never get that right.
No?
I tried.
Never.
I can't.
Never.
I can't get the snap. It's like the wrist part. I can't get it down.
Oh man, I feel like it's one of those things. I feel like it's one of those things like when you don't get it when you're young, it's hard to get it later. Like learning a new language.
screwed.
You should get Rosetta Stone Towel Whip Edition.
That's a genius invention.
Right? Yeah. No, for all of the immature things that we weren't able to do when we were kids, we'll just get a Rosetta Stone for it.
I like
It'll
it.
be perfect. So yeah, he was throwing those poppers that explode under Travis's feet as he's doing his walking in place. It's dangerous stuff. But again, we haven't seen him this alive since last season.
Yeah, it kind of brought him to life, having something that took him back to his roots of coaching and getting to yell at people.
Yeah, give him a little
Brought
fun.
him back. Yeah.
Give him a little fun, why don't
He
you?
deserved it.
Yeah, he did. But, you could also argue that the cul-de-sac crew didn't deserve 500 jumping jacks right off the bat with no warm-up.
I could not do
Can't do
500
that without
jumping
stretching.
jacks.
Yeah. Well, so, as we all know, stretching was invented in the early 1980s. So there's no way he would have known about stretching.
Did Richard Simmons invent stretching?
Richard
I thought
Simmons
Jane Fonda did.
Jane Fonda
Oh.
invented stretching. I'll believe that because I've seen Barbarella. Girl can stretch. So, Jules is obviously having big troubles trying to maintain her relationship with her dad, but still handle his insane coaching because he's literally breaking her. She's never been so tired in all of her life. All of her friends are dropping like flies. She doesn't quite know why. Not yet, anyway. She ultimately snaps at him. She can't handle it.
Yeah, she kind of lost it on him. I felt bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
You got to go a little easy on the elderly.
That actually, the Alzheimer's made me feel especially bad when he crashed that scooter into that tray of drinks.
Yes.
Because I'm wondering, is that, he's blind for that hot second, or was that like a moment? And I know it was the former and not the latter, but it just makes me concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's hard when a relative, gets Alzheimer's or dementia. My grandmother, she has dementia, and it's painful to watch. And you just want the best for them, and you want them to enjoy their lives and not, be afraid of consequences. But the older you get, the more complicated your living situation becomes.
It's like you start aging backwards. It's like you start
Yeah, it
forgetting how
is.
to do everything, and you turn back into a baby, and now your children have to change your diaper.
Right. You regress and you become a dependent once again.
Yeah.
And depending on how you lived your life before that, you'll know whether or not you have someone to take care of you. And he's lucky that he has someone as loving as Jules to look in and to be like, I'm concerned, not because he has a health issue, but because he's down.
Yeah.
He needs to be enjoying his life while he has it. And I applaud her for that position. Like
Totally.
that's just being a good daughter.
But do you think it's worth getting sick over to not do the race?
I think. Well, she wasn't gonna get sick. I mean, it
All
wouldn't.
of her friends magically got sick, though.
That's true.
Like, was it that bad? It must have been that bad.
Well,
That they had to get sick. Getting
all right.
sick sounded better.
Jenna, you can leave the studio, go do 500 jumping jacks, and let us know how bad it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let us
I'm
know
sure
if
he
you'd rather
wasn't
be
counting
sick.
all of them.
Are you kidding? He's old school.
Yeah,
In
he's
the
a
old
drill
days,
sergeant.
there were no calculators. There were only abacuses. He knew how to count.
What, an abacus?
Yes.
What is an abacus? Do you
An
know what an abacus is, Jenna?
No.
It's like those things with like the 10 rows of beads that you push back and forth. An abacus was like an old school.
Oh,
adding
it's like
machine.
wood?
Yeah.
Oh.
An abacus.
Never heard the word in my life.
What?
I'm learning so much from you, Matt.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god.
I learned something new every show with Matt.
This is not the compliment Matt Lieberman show. This is the
Okay.
this is the Cougar Town after show. I love you both. Before we move on, we're going to talk about Andy, Ellie, and the whole gang. I just want to talk really quickly about iTunes. folks, thank you so much for rating, commenting on the iTunes, reaching out on the YouTube, talking to us on the Twitter. We love our fans. We want to be able to stay in touch with you as best as we can. Address all your Cougar Town-based concerns. Address all of your Cougar Town-based hopes and dreams and wishes. This is our duty. This is our lot in life. We are committed to helping you. And, you know, we do this show out of the goodness of our heart, AfterBuzz TV. We put out over 60 hours of content a week, all free. You can stream it and watch it on any kind of device you could possibly want. If you wanted to program a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to play this podcast, you probably could. You'd have to be a genius, but I believe in you. I believe in you so hardcore because you have the good sense to listen to this podcast. What can you do for us in return for our time? I'll tell you. We don't want your money. We just want a little bit of your time, and it doesn't hurt a bit. Go to iTunes, slap the show with a rating. We love 5-star ratings. We love them because they're the most stars you can have, and we're greedy. So rate it, comment, let us know what you think of the show. It's so important. It helps iTunes dictate how popular this show is. It makes it more searchable. We want to be the #1 Cougar Town show on the web, #1 show on AfterBuzz TV. Not an impossible goal. I highly believe in everyone out there. Cheers. Okay. Yeah. So,
I like your tone.
Thank you. Now I'm stepping down. I'm taking off my General Patton helmet, and I'm putting on my I Love Wine head cozy.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about Andy and this 5K business. He kind of shies away almost immediately.
Yeah.
He's the last one standing.
He stays in. He was the last one to go, but I was surprised he bailed.
Yeah.
Because he did this. He put on this whole thing to kind of regain his reputation.
And it was
as mayor.
It was so important to him at the top of the episode that he kept even going off of Jules's thing, which we know you never go off of Jules's problem.
Right.
Jules's problem is the most important problem.
Right.
It's the only problem. And he still can't hack it. You know, that medicine ball, it just about did him in.
Yep.
And, of course, he's afraid of going home because at home, sick Ellie is crazy Ellie.
Oh, she's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they start talking about all the crazy things that she does when she's sick, and he got served divorce papers last time she was sick.
I believe it.
Mm-hmm. And it cost him $2,000 in legal fees.
Right.
That was such a great joke. Loved that bit. Bummed that he wasn't able to help Jules out, but at first, but he and the whole sick crew grabbed her, brought her to the finish line. It was a happy ending.
They did. They showed up in the end.
Yes, they came through.
They looked like zombies.
Yeah.
They're the funnest bunch of sick people, though. They had winesicles and
Wine and cough
tails.
syrup.
Cough tails.
Yeah.
And
Best inventions ever.
I know. I
A
like
winesicle?
a winesicle.
I'm gonna go home and make that tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even sick, and I just want like cough syrup and wine in popsicle form.
Did you ever try making popsicles? as a
No.
kid? Oh my
gosh, I did.
Yeah. What
missed
kinds did
out.
you make?
Kool-Aid popsicles.
Kool-Aid popsicles?
Yeah, and they were like those little white containers, and you just put your Kool-Aid in there, and then you freeze it. Kool-Aid pops.
See, I never understood. I always made root beer ones, and I never understood why they were full of holes, and it's because of the carbonation.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Oh, but there are root beer flavored popsicles that you can buy.
There are,
But he was making his own.
Yeah.
I don't even. Oh yeah, that would. Wasn't it more like a slushy popsicle?
No, it was fully frozen. It just there were a lot of holes in it. You just you go to Bed Bath and Beyond. You get
Okay.
yourself a white tray. You pour the juice.
White tray. You know the white
Yeah,
tray.
juice or the wine or whatever in it, and then there's these the plastic sticks and bases that you put on top, and they freeze onto it.
Oh, so you can reuse them.
Mm-hmm. And then there's like a little straw component coming off of the base, so that as it melts, you can also drink your popsicle.
Oh my gosh, we should do winesicles next week.
Done. I love it.
Yes.
I love this idea. We're committed. It's happening. Great. Okay. So Ellie is sick. Everyone's terrified. No one wants to catch the virus. And she starts wearing this like pitch black snuggie robe with a hood. And
She looks like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, she's like the Grim Reaper or the devil or some kind of vampire, and she's feeding on the energy of everyone else. If she can get more people sick, then the cult is complete and they will all have to stay at her house.
It feels good to know that you can take people down, though. You know, like when people bandwagon with you, and you're just like, yeah, you want to do it? And they're like, yeah. And you're like, yes, that's one. Next. Mm-hmm. You know?
How have you taken people down on a bandwagon, Jenna?
Oh, for sure.
I can see it.
Oh,
I can see
yeah.
it in your eyes.
Oh yeah, I got my coworker to do Slim Fast with me. I'm like, I think we should do Slim Fast. She was like, I don't think so. That stuff tastes gross. And I'm like, no. They redid the formula. It tastes totally different now. It's delicious. And she's like, really? I was like, yes. Do you want me to grab you a pack? She's like, all right.
And it worked.
Bandwagon.
Yeah.
See, is that moment. So now we're doing Slim Fast together.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive. You're
Yeah.
doing the Slim Fast, and you love it.
Yeah.
So she gathers the whole crew around them, and they experience the love of winesicles and cough tails and a 5-hour Teletubbies marathon.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, well, what network in their right mind, even a children's network, is still airing a 5-hour block of Teletubbies?
That's crazy. Someone that's doing a lot of hallucinogenic drugs.
Right?
Yeah.
But you'd think at least they'd intersperse some Yo Gabba Gabba.
Something.
At least that's like a little more psychedelic. But hey, when you're sick, you'll watch anything.
I would not watch Teletubbies, no matter how sick I was.
I would at least watch one, because I
Me
don't
too.
think...
I would watch one. I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen a full episode.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think in my entire life I've ever sat through an entire episode of Teletubbies. So I figure one should do the trick, and then anything else that I watch, gravy, because I made it out alive.
That's true.
Yeah. So, there's not really like a resolution for this story, but just about everybody is sick. They're even like Bobby even leaves the house sick to go to Gray's pub, and Grayson isn't even worried about getting sick from it.
Somehow Grayson stayed immune the entire time.
It's because he's so healthy.
He was kind of away from the house
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of this episode.
Yeah,
And he never went under anyone's robe.
it's true. And he's just so cut, all viruses just bounce off of him and stick to
Those
other people.
abs.
Yeah, those
I
abs.
think we should see more of the abs. We hear about them a lot.
The truth.
Like Jules is always touching them, saying, "Wow, your abs are really solid." But I need
We
to
don't
see them
him.
more.
Wouldn't that be funny if there were no abs?
He's got a beard
That
under
wouldn't
there.
be funny. That would be terrible.
It would be heartbreaking.
It would be a trick.
It would be sad.
It would be really sad because we had been led to believe that there were these wonderful abs for 5 whole seasons, and then suddenly there are no abs. What is this? Pakistan?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes.
6 Pakistan.
I'm going to reach across the table and
All
give you
right,
one of
I'll
these.
take it.
I love that.
Thanks.
That's a great joke.
Thanks.
So yeah, sick gang, but they come to the race. They help Jules cross the finish line. They've touched her so much that it's obvious that she has the virus. Tom's got a hand up her butt.
Dude,
oh,
Tom's
yeah.
all over her this season. I don't remember.
I
it
feel like
being
it's gotten
so-
more aggressive.
It's
Yeah.
like pretty hardcore this season.
Well, the more hopeless the situation, the more aggressive the aggressor becomes.
I'm wondering if that's leading up to something like a Cougar Town baby, like I've been predicting.
Tom and Jules are gonna have a Cougar
I'm
Town
not
baby.
them. I was kind of hoping Lori would have a baby, but
Yeah.
maybe not.
Well, I mean, if Grayson can't have kids, although he can because he has a kid, I'm taking that back. He does have a kid with that girl he used to hook up with.
Right.
Right. Remembering that.
Yes.
Speaking of Grayson, he's talked about a few times over the course of the series that he wishes he was an actor, that that's
Our
a dream of
almost guy
his.
became the guy.
Yeah.
Because we were always talking about Grayson's almost got there, but he's
Right.
not. He's the almost guy.
Yeah.
the almost actor.
Exactly. Well, he's the almost everything because he's a guy who he takes care of himself. He's handsome. He runs a business, but ultimately he comes just short of like any of his ambitions. Like he wants to be a successful businessman. He has a business that's going by. He wants to be a great husband. He can piss Jules off, and she's also a difficult wife. He wants to be a model. He's not quite model handsome. So
Oh, I think he's pretty handsome.
Oh, I think he's very handsome.
I think he's model handsome.
we can get into the discussion. The eyes are tiny. There's a
I
reason
don't
why
care.
he's called
an
Dime Eyes.
attractive, tiny
Who calls him
eyed-
Dime Eyes besides
Everyone
you?
on the show. Everyone on the show calls him Dime Eyes to his face on the show.
I don't believe it.
Watch the
haven't
episode.
heard
I'm
it.
blocking it out.
I haven't heard it. I've been on like a Cougar Town marathon. I haven't heard Dime Eyes yet.
You're all liars because someone tweet out exactly that you heard Dime Eyes in the first 2 episodes of this
If
season alone.
anyone says
didn't
anything
hear.
bad to or about Grayson, I block it out.
Me too.
Well, that's just no way
don't
to
Just
live.
pops
it.
right off of.
You're admitting that you live in denial.
I do.
Much like Grayson,
He has beautiful eyes.
who
Beautiful eyes that are large.
Quarters or maybe silver dollar size.
that's a lie. They're dime eyes. They're beautiful dime eyes, but they're dime eyes. So he's fooling himself into believing he still has a shot at being an actor. But Bobby makes a great point. You know, you can't give up on your dreams, no matter how obscure, no matter how crazy. They fuel you and they give you a better life.
Well, and especially acting, because actors are all ages. You know, I mean, look at Ken Jenkins, who comes in as, Chick. He's old. He's an old dude. He's
he's
still
in
an
his
actor,
70s,
you know? It's like acting is for all ages.
Absolutely. And so Bobby finds this advertisement for a local commercial looking for actors over 40, rugged, healthy. Boom! He gets the part. He thinks it's this deodorant commercial when it is, in fact, a low testosterone cream for older men, and they want him to mac on this very lovely woman in her late 50s, early 60s.
She could be his mother.
She could be, but that would be like, like 16 and pregnant level.
She could have been 16 and pregnant,
That's
but
true.
she did look like she could be his mother.
True. But you know what? At first he was really upset. He didn't really know how to handle this image thing, but Bobby makes the great point. You're the guy that all the guys who want to buy this thing want to be. So be that guy and go live out your dream. And Grayson's like, yeah. And I love that we got to see the commercial.
That was great.
It was
I could see that being a legit commercial.
I know.
thought he
I'm
was
so
great.
glad they did a commercial. It was hilarious.
Yeah, he was just overplaying
Turbo-
it just
Turbo
a
T
little
or
bit.
something?
Yeah, Turbo T.
Yeah.
Turbo T. No, I don't think he overplayed it. I think he was the guy.
No, I felt like
He was the Grayson.
Josh Hopkins was playing Grayson acting, which is what's really funny about it. He's
Right.
doing just a little bit too much like a first-time actor. And that's what really made me laugh about it, especially when it's so pitch perfect tonally and the way it's shot. It looks like a real commercial, and he's just doing just a little too much. Made me really happy.
Yeah, I liked it. He did good.
Yeah. Okay, what else we got? So, Lori and Travis, meanwhile, are trying out pet names. There's what do you want, babe? Yeah, I don't know, babe. What do you think, babe?
You know what's funny is that in relationships, it does turn into, it's not even babe, it's like bib. Like it's like it morphs into something else. I had a girlfriend, and her sister and her boyfriend were older than us when we were like in high school, and they're like, babe, babe, babe. It was never like babe. It was like,
Yeah. Babe?
it's like
babe?
babe,
Yeah, it gets
babe,
lazy.
babe.
As the years go by.
Yeah, and so it was funny. We always joked around with them about it.
I
But
think this is a legit thing that happens in relationships, though. It's happened with me. Like, if I call my last boyfriend honey, I can't call my new boyfriend honey.
that's true.
I gotta call him something else.
I guess so.
Sweetheart, lovely.
Sweetheart, lover.
I had a long, like my longest term relationship, we said babe throughout the entire thing, to the point that while we were breaking up, I used her real name, and it made her really upset because we realized I hadn't actually called her by her name
yeah,
in like 6 months.
When you go into that pet name, when you go into that pet mode where it's a totally different name.
Yeah.
When you're arguing, you first name.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, really, Matt? And it's
Why am
like,
I the one in this argument?
I'm just
Well, it's like when
saying.
your parents call you by your full name, including your
Yeah.
middle name, like you're in trouble.
Right.
So it's
It's
funny.
the same way with my boyfriend. When he says my name, I'm like, what did I do? Am I in
What are
trouble?
your
you
pet
mad
names?
at me?
What are your pet names?
We do
Yeah.
baby,
Baby.
baby and
Baby?
lover,
I've
Baby
never
and
been
lover.
baby and lover.
Lover. Oh my
Yeah.
God. That's so proper. Oh,
Sometimes
Lover.
it's lover.
Yeah.
It depends.
I've never done babe. I've never been a babe.
No?
Or baby.
Oh, you
ever.
are a babe.
I think you're a babe.
Because I've never been called babe.
What pet names do you use?
I was in a 5-year relationship, and we were a lover bears, and so he was Big Bear.
Okay, that's way worse
all
than
right,
just lover.
All right,
Lover bears.
We had a language too that we spoke in, and
I'm sorry,
it was-
what?
Oh yeah, it was like lover bears. We were lover bears, and he was Big Bear, and I was Little Bear, and then we would like morph into all sorts of little bears, like different kind of bears.
You know what? I'll take tater
This is
tot
like,
over
this
that.
is like
I'm
kinky
okay. Yeah.
bear role playing.
Oh
or
my gosh,
something.
I was sometimes when I
Was
got
it kinky or was it like sweet? Because there's one right answer and there's a wrong one.
No, it was sweet, but like sometimes when I would like get on him about cleaning, he'd be like, "Okay, Bear Manda," because like Amanda is like demanding, like so we put Manda and Amanda. It's like Bear Manda, and so I had like 10 different bears that I was.
I'm so fascinated. I want to break down the whole etymology of this bear universe,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, we don't have
know,
quite
I
the
know.
That
amount
could
of
take
time.
hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I haven't had it started out as Honey Bear, but
Yeah.
and then it was Big Bear, Little Bear, and then our language and.
I feel so normal.
Right?
Thanks,
Right?
Jenna.
Thank you, Jenna.
Yes.
You've done the world a great service in reassuring us how normal we all are.
Everybody has pet names, though, right? I mean, it's been a really long
No,
time.
that's
since...
like the worst I've ever heard. This whole bear thing, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, I can't.
really?
I'm trying to think. I feel like my girlfriend and I guess we say.
Jenna, you do you.
Yeah.
What?
You do you.
What do you mean?
Don't
What
date.
do I
He's
mean?
saying
Don't be bullied by these
I
people.
know, don't
You do you. You be you.
that was our lovely.
You be the honey bear that you need to be.
Oh, thanks, Bill. I haven't been called the honey bear in a really long time.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
She's
Our
gonna
lovely-
go call her
yeah.
ex-boyfriend. She's gonna drink that bottle of wine and be on the phone to her ex right after
Yeah,
this.
Project Happiness indeed. Thank you, Phil Svitek, our wonderful
Thank
engineer
you.
and
I'm going to
producer.
stay a honey bear.
Okay,
honey bear
you
for-
stay a honey bear. I'll be a tater tot, and we'll all.
You don't need a man to be a honey bear.
Oh. Oddly enough, I was actually a tater tot as well. That was a nickname for me because I'm blonde and I just became a tater tot, like a tater tot. That's how I used to say it. I don't know how it happened, but
I used to. Sweet face wasn't like mine. It was one that I used on an ex.
ooh, sweet face.
Sweet face.
What about?
What's going on,
we were sweet
face?
bears.
Sweet bears.
Sweet bears.
Everything's bears.
Everything.
I know. All right, I'm gonna put a moratorium on the bears. I'm gonna say it's time for predictions.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, folks. What do we think is happening next week? There wasn't a promo, but you know, do you still think?
I don't see a baby coming. I'm just gonna give up on my prediction that there was gonna maybe be a Cougar Town baby. I'm giving up. I'm giving it up.
It could still happen for you.
It still happen.
Jenna Bear.
Don't ever give up, Jenna Bear.
No, I'm hoping, this was kind of a mild episode sexual-wise. I'm just going to rate it sexually from now on.
Okay. So,
It
what
was
was
like
the
a-
sex
Well,
rating?
there was like no sex, right?
None. Like, I would give it a -2.
See, I was waiting for a sex joke when Grayson was talking about
Although the
trying to wake her up 5 times, and then one time when I
Oh.
didn't wake you up.
The
Oh, right.
joke,
And I was waiting for that
the
joke.
the joke title card in the beginning said erection.
Erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, like the may
Cause
may
erectile.
cause, yeah.
Yeah, and flu-like
erection
symptoms.
problems,
Right.
yeah. And
Yeah.
exhaustion. So maybe that was the tone. Like nobody was having sex.
Everyone was sick. You don't want to have sex when you're sick.
I definitely want to have sex when I'm sick.
You do?
Why?
Oh yeah, I feel
Even if
so
you're
sad for
barfing?
myself when I feel so sad for me when I get sick. Like I need to have sex.
Wait, but you still want to be active, or you want?
Yeah.
Oh, see, when I'm sick, I don't want to move. But at the same time, if I'm having sex, I don't want to not move. So it's a whole big deal.
Yeah,
I
you
think
can't
it
be like cold
completely
fish.
depends on
you
the
can't
type
be
of
cold
sick.
fish just because you're sick. You can't, it's not a cop out. It's like the half hour of you just sucking it up, and it make you feel better.
Right.
It
I think
will
if your
make
stomach's
you feel
sick, though, it's out of the question for me.
I
It's
think-
always doggy
stomach
style.
flu.
I think that's a decision you have to reach as a couple.
Yeah.
If he's willing to take the risk of
my
getting
gosh.
vomited on, I think that's something that you
Well,
have
that's
to.
when you do the spooner sex. You know what I'm saying? When then you're spooning and it's
Oh,
always
right.
pretty
and
good.
it's
Yeah,
kind
that's
of like
always
lined
pretty
over
good.
from
you can
behind.
reserve the sick sec for making love.
Right. Okay. So there are positions with less
So-
less kissing, less transference of germs.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yeah. Okay. I think we've all learned and grown a lot today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did. That was fun.
Yes. Chelsea.
I think Grayson's acting career is going to take off.
I love
really
that
do. I
idea.
think this is going to keep going. And maybe he'll potentially leave the bar to pursue acting.
Oh, but
Oh,
then what
wow.
about Jules? She'd be his rally girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Should
It's
we
a
support
it's a
him?
bold prediction, but it's there.
I love bold predictions.
What about you, Matt? What about you?
I'll make a bold prediction. Tom, love interest, wedding at the end of season. Calling
Whoa.
it. That's why they're getting. That's why they're getting all of the Jules crush jokes in now,
Right.
while they still can.
Oh,
Wow.
I think you're onto something.
I think you are too.
Thank you.
We
All
need
right.
another wedding.
I agree. All right. Jenna Couture, where can the people find you?
I'm on Twitter at JennaTimeTweets.
Okay. And Chelsea, where can the people find you?
Twitter at Chels Earlywine, EARLEWINE.
Okay. And you can find me on Twitter at Matt Lieberman. That's MattLieberman. You can also find me here on AfterBuzz TV on a bunch of shows, which you should totally watch. Almost Human, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Helix on Sci-Fi, which is a brand new show. You should totally watch it. It's so cool and dark and scary. Banshee on Cinemax, Justified on FX, and Lost Girl also on Sci-Fi. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. You are the greatest. Keep Cougar Town alive, and we'll see you next week. Good night.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.